Okay, in this video, I'm going to walk through how to use the Sendspark Zapier integration to automatically create videos based on any trigger that you set. So a user signs up for your platform, fills out a form, is added to your CRM, whatever you want to set as the trigger. As long as it connects with Zapier, you'll be able to set this as a trigger. And then for the action, it's going to be to create a dynamic video in Sendspark. And by dynamic video, we mean a video that is personalized for that person, with their name, showing you recording over their website, their company name, whatever other information that you want to use to make sure it's personalized and tailored to them. So the very first thing we're going to do is, assuming create your Zap in Zapier, we want to set the trigger. For the trigger, this can be any action you want. For easy testing purposes, I'm going to use this HubSpot form. HubSpot forms are great to test with because you can fill it out and have something to test very quickly versus a new user signs up, you'd have to do that whole process. So I would recommend something simple to test. And also there's a ton of applications for this, like in terms of sending videos to people as they do certain activities you're tracking on your marketing funnel. So let's do HubSpot form. Continue. We're going to choose the account. This is going to be this account in HubSpot. And we'll just select this form, so which is this one for the Zapier automation. Okay, so we can test the trigger and make sure that Zapier is able to read HubSpot, and for sure we get this sample data. So we know this is good to go. And now for the next step, we want to set our action. This is going to be to create the Sendspark dynamic video. So we'll search for Sendspark, add Sendspark here, and then start filling out these steps. So for the event, we want it to be create a dynamic video. This means when someone fills out that form in HubSpot, we want to create a dynamic video for them in Sendspark. And now it's going to ask us to choose our Sendspark account. I'm going to create a new account here so you can see how that process works. And I'm just using a throwaway account, so I'm going to delete the API key and secret after doing this, but I want you to see how it works. So click create a new account. And then this is going to take us into Sendspark. And then from here in Sendspark, we want to go to this API credentials tab. We can get here in the bottom, just click on API credentials, and it's going to take us to this page. And here we need a couple pieces of information. So one, we need our API key, and you'll see an API key already created for you here. So you can just copy this and paste it in. And then you'll need to generate your own API secret, which you can do by clicking this button. And a secret key is unique to you, like you as the user. So it's going to tell anyone in your workspace who created this. Like your API secret is going to be different than other people in your workspace. So you can create your API secret, click on this to copy it to your clipboard, and then just go ahead and paste this right into Zapier and click continue to Sendspark. So that will go away, and we should now see that we are connected. That's amazing. And then now it takes us to where we can set up the action. This is a little bit like complicated, so I'll just walk you through each step. So the first part is asking for the workspace ID. Because as a Sendspark customer, you can have different workspaces. So you can get the workspace ID here in your workspace settings and just copy this to your clipboard and then go ahead and paste this here. For the dynamic video campaign ID, this is going to come from that specific dynamic video campaign that you've created. So let's create that dynamic video campaign. I actually have not done that yet, but you can see how we would do that here. So we'll go to the dynamic video section of Sendspark, click create dynamic video, and then have this set up here. This is an empty campaign, but for this example, we'll just borrow a video. So we can use an existing video and have that ready to go. The dynamic video campaign ID comes from this URL. So we can click on this, copy to the clipboard, and paste it in here. And that's just saying like, hey, okay, we get the form submission in HubSpot, create a dynamic video from this dynamic video campaign. And then for the rest of the fields, this is going to be what we're sending in the dynamic video as data. So when we generate videos for people, we're able to send in the first name, the email, company, job title, background URL in order to personalize the video for them with this information. And what we can do setting this up in Zapier is actually use the information that we got from the previous step in Zapier. So we'll look, we have that form submission, first name, Bethany. Great. Email, this should be the email here from HubSpot. Company name, that's not something I was asking for. It's not required, so we'll skip it. Same with job title, optional, we'll skip it. The only times you'd want to use that is when you're using, let's say you were using, one of these fields in the text. That's when you'd want to use company name or job title. So if you're not using those customization fields, you don't need to fill those out. So we can leave this blank. And then website URL, this is what's going to go behind you when you're recording a video. So we have me here, and then it looks like I'm recording over my prospect's website. And so you can send in this information from the form. If this isn't something that you have in your data, like you don't have their website URL, then you could just use any URL here, like your own website or your own placeholder. So we'll send the company name there, we'll send the background URL here, and then we can click continue. And now let's test the step to make sure it's working. So what we're doing as we test this is we are taking this form submission from this HubSpot form, and we are creating a dynamic video in Sendspark with that data. So we tested it, which means it's sent data. And if we go into Sendspark, we should see that dynamic video generating. So let's refresh and see if that is indeed the case. And we can see something's happening, something's spinning here. So let's click on view pending videos. And indeed, we do see that video is generating. So that's great. And that means that data is starting to send. And if we wanted to just test this for absolute sure, we can click on publish and publish this Zap here. And then we can go to our form and fill this out. And we already did one with my name. So let's use a different name here. I'm going to use Ben at sendspark.com. We can send the same URL. And let's give it 1 second. And we should be able to see Ben's information generating in Sendspark, which let's give it a quick refresh. And indeed, we see Ben. And if we go back to this original list and hit refresh, we should see that video has already generated for me. So we can play that.
Hi, Bethany. I just generated this video using Sendspark's AI.
Okay, great. So we got the video generated automatically from the Zapier URL. That's awesome. There's one other thing that we want to do, which is when this video generates, we want to automatically send it out in an email. So what we're going to need to do for this is create a different Zapier campaign that listens for when this video is created. And then we are going to send out a video email, which we can use using any of these email platforms. So I'm going to walk through how to do this, but I'm going to make a separate video. So stick around and watch that next.